Hey guys, welcome back to our continuing coverage at CE Week 2014. I'm John P. That's Michael A.
Michael A. And I was just doodling. Sorry,
You were doodling. We are incredibly distracted right now because George from FiftyThree brought us these pencils. That's right, he brought pencils.
Pencils that work on tablets, specifically the iPad, and for iOS 8 they have amazing new features.
These are pencils with Bluetooth built into them, people. What is the deal with that?
Why did they have this when I was in school? So
yeah,
George,
thanks for joining us, George.
I'm glad to be here.
So, I mean, we were geeking out because, all kidding aside, the cool thing that I noticed, like right off the bat, is they're called pencils, but they're really like devices that are designed not only for drawing and writing, but you turn them around and they work like an eraser with your iPad.
Yeah, when we started designing and thinking about pencil, I mean, the question we wanted to answer is like, what's drawing and sketching going to be like for the next 2 to 5 years? Right? And you start thinking differently when you think about the emergence of tablets and how do we really create on them today. We all got really familiar with touch to do things like pinch to zoom in a page and multi-touch editing. We totally get that, but what role will a tool play in our world? And so first, we started with a very familiar form, the carpenter pencil. So it brings up, so it's a reminiscent form, but it has a lot of advantages. One, you have like, a different shape and different edges that can, you've got a pointy tip, the side to sketch with, and the back. And what that means is on iOS 8, we're able to introduce a feature we call first surface pressure. We'll notice when you use the tip, you can draw fine lines, but as you angle over, it really allows you to get a thick line in there.
That's amazing.
Right? So, and of course we know now, instinctively, with the hand, what's going to happen with the eraser, right? If you take the little corner of your eraser, boom, you can start cutting into your drawing, or if you don't like what you did, you use the full side to erase in broad swoops. So for us, drawing and sketching using tools on a digital device should be even more expressive than what you can do with the physical analog, and make it accessible at the same time.
I love that you can use the different tools too. So this is a pencil, you can start with that, but then you can start using watercolors, paintbrushes, pens, all sorts of different things. And with all of them, you have this, pressure sensitive touch.
Yeah, we call it surface pressure, right? So here, for example, like with the, with the pencil tool, look how nice and soft now the eraser is. And how you can really cut in there, right? Or with the watercolor, let's say you wanted to get some shading in here, right? You can go in and then work back and add in some details, or at the same time just create a really, really wide swatch. So
I think the art you're going to be able to create because of this is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, so it starts with art, but it's really about everyone, right? Really, here, without making a mess, without laboring over watercolor, I'm an engineer, a trained engineer, right? I mean, we had to build an app for me to be able to use watercolor. And it really opens up who is creative and who can create, because we think everyone should be able to create.
I think it makes people excited about pencils.
You may not consider this, especially if you don't do a lot of art or if you're just getting started with it, but it can be very expensive to buy all kinds of paint and stuff. It is not. Even things like charcoal pencils, these are not cheap. So the ability to digitally replicate that, it basically makes it free. You know what this does? It's like the move from analog film to digital.
Right.
Because before, you could literally be limited on taking photos. You could be limited to how much film you could afford.
Right.
And with digital, you just delete and reshoot and delete and reshoot. It doesn't matter.
It's going to do the same thing. It's going to democratize industries, and it's going to allow more creativity. And it's also I look at some of the drawings, and you talk about the designs you can do, the shoes that were up there, the fashion work you can do quicker, easier. Now you can digitally get it out to people instead of oh, what do we do? Take a picture of this, scan it in, whatever it is. Then you can make changes. You could make a copy. It's rechargeable. All you do is pull out the tip, and you can recharge it.
Wait, what did you just do?
Okay, wait, hold on.
I didn't know that.
It's rechargeable. You pull that tip out.
Oh, it's a USB.
It's a USB.
Oh my God.
And you just put the tip back in, and then it's got a spring in it. George was explaining this to me before for the pressure sensitivity, and then you've got one in the eraser as well. Now the other thing that's cool George, is that you told me that this works in other apps, and I tested it. So, you know, I like Notability when I'm in meetings. I can do all sorts of stuff with that in that app, and also I can use it like I don't like dialing my phone in the winter here in New York because it's cold. Then I got to take my glove off and I've got to do this, or you know, they have all those weird gloves. So I started
that as the
use
stylus
this as a
kinda?
stylus. So you can have this in your pocket for everything, and it goes across the board, and then you can actually do these great creative things in addition to that.
Are they available right now for people to buy?
Yeah, so Pencil, the walnut version, $74.95, available at shop.53.com and Amazon, and the graphite version is $59, 59 chump change. Right, it's terrific value. It comes with a replaceable tip, replaceable eraser, the battery, beautiful packaging.
Yeah, I like the. We
and-
didn't show them the packaging, but it comes in the little tube.
Yeah, so the packaging, it's inspired by a pencil case. So of course we carry the, you've got the tip and the eraser inside, pulp casing. A lot of people just keep the packaging and use it as storage afterwards. But what I was going to say is that with the two pencil products, you get to unlock all the tools in paper or application. So you
Sure.
get you get the essential kit and the mixer for
For free?
For free.
Oh, so if you
Awesome.
buy the pencil, you get the whole fully unlocked.
That's right.
Now, the thing is, I knew about your application just as being one of the best applications of its kind for drawing, for sketching, for making notes and things like that. That's been around for a long time. You've been doing a lot of development on it, but the pencil is new. And so you started in the app world, and then you moved into the physical product world, basically.
Yeah, it's 53. When you look at the history of my team in the past, John Harris, John Aikita, Jim Koo, Richard, it's a very accomplished team. We've sort of found each other at Microsoft. John Aikita in particularly worked on the Xbox 360 game controller. So when you think about the development of Halo and the Xbox 360 game controller, it was really hardware and software coming together and creating this incredibly immersive gaming experience. So that philosophy has carried forward at 53. So while we were building paper, we were actually already thinking about pencil, right? So we built those two things together. So for example, like a lot of our gestures, like notice how we have had a rewind gesture where you use two fingers, right, to undo.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Very nice.
So that was designed so that we knew when you hold a stylus in your hand, right, you just can use your two other fingers that poke out to rewind. The same with our multi-touch gestures, right? When you open up a loop, right, the reason why we built palm rejection technology in here is so you can rest your wrist on the screen and then really, really easily create here a little detailed work and then just tap, tap to dismiss. So it's designing hardware and software together and making sure the inks and everything is finely tuned to work together is something that we started with at 53 from the very beginning.
It's really exciting. It's phenomenal. You're a New York-based startup, and so we're in New York. So it's kind of really, fitting to have you here. And it's great. Congratulations on the success. I'm very excited. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm kind of honored and humbled. I love this kind of thing, and I love creativity.
Absolutely.
So thank you so
And
much
I can't
for
wait to
joining
play
us.
with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
That makes
sketch
two
some
of us.
stuff as soon as we're off air.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Send us something, tweet,
I will do
hashtag made with paper. We love featuring all types of creativity. We'd love to see what you can
We'll
make.
get you some tonight.
Thank you so much. We love
Thanks,
that.
Awesome. George,
Appreciate
thank you so
coming on.
much.
You guys, thanks for sticking around, watching the continuing coverage here at CE Week New York. I'm John P.
I'm Michael Artsis, and we'll be back with a whole lot more after this. Keep it locked here, and don't forget to go to the chat room and participate on geekbeat.tv/CE Week and geekbeat.tv/live.
Later, guys.